Have you ever heard that surveys can contain many kind of questions? Hi everyone, welcome to the Class channel. My full name is Duan Raini. I'm the third semester student at Sujaya State Polytechnic majoring English department. Here, I'm going to provide you the information that is related to research methodology subject, which is about type of variable. As a researcher, you are going to perform an experiment. So let's say that in your experiment, you are going to do something and then see what happens to other things. But that sentence isn't very scientific. So we are going to learn some new words to replace the unscientific ones. We can provide a scientific explanation for what you are going to do in your experiment. The starting point here is to identify what a variable is. What is a variable? A variable refers to a person, place, a thing, or a phenomenon that you are trying to measure in some ways. It represents a measurable attribute that changes or varies across the experiment, whether comparing results between multiple groups, multiple people, or even when using a single person in an experiment conducted over time. It also represents the measurable trait that can change over the course of a scientific experiment. In statistical research, a variable is defined as an attribute of an object of study. Choosing which variables to measure is central to good experimental design. It is important to understand the different types of variables because they can lead to different kinds of data and guide analysis. Here, there are two types of variables. The first one is categorical variable. The second is continuous variable. Categorical variable. A categorical variable, sometimes called a nominal variable, is one that has two or more categories, but there is no intrinsic ordering to the categories. A purely categorical variable is one that simply allows you to assign categories, but you cannot clearly order the categories. In statistics, it can take on one of a limited and usually fixed number of possible values, assigning each individual or other unit of the observations of a particular group or nominal category on the basis of some qualitative property. Categorical variables represent groupings of some kind. They are sometimes recorded in numbers, but numbers represent categories rather than actual amounts of things. In this variable, has word labels. There are three examples of categorical variable. The first is binary variable, the second is nominal variable, and the last one is ordinal variable. First, binary variable. A binary variable is a simple fashion of categorical variable, and this leads to the strict, mutually exclusive choices. This categorical variable that is called as binary is explaining about the data which is represent yes or no outcomes, for example, win or lose in a football game. The second examples of categorical variable is nominal variable. This variable has more than two categories to select from. This is also called as groups with no rank or order between them, example like colors, brands, and also spatial names. And the last is ordinal variable. This is groups that are ranked in specific orders, example, finishing place in a race. This type of variable can put in a logical order. Next, what is continuous variable. Continuous variable is a variable that has any score or a value within a measurement scale. There are some kinds of continuous variable, like income, temperature, height, weight, and also distance. There are two kinds of continuous variable. The first is interval variable and the second is ratio variable. It is an extension of the interval variable and is also the peak of the measurement variable types. The only difference between the ratio variable and also interval variable is that the ratio variable already has a zero value. For example, temperature, when measured in Kelvin, is an example of ratio variable. Interval and ratio variable is also can be said. The first one, interval variable, is a variable that is ordered in a distance or level between each category that is equal and static. The ratio variable is a variable that needs to have a clear O point, such as height, weight, and also age. Next. Well, you need to know which types of variables you are working with in order to choose appropriate statistical tests and interpret the results of your study. Thank you.